Okay. Hi, everyone, and welcome to free Kartra training. And it's January 14th, 8 o'clock Eastern European time. So, welcome, everyone, and thank you very much for joining me live. Those of you who can't be live, there will be recordings sent. So, I'm sure you're going to know that by the time I send you recording. So I just actually wanted to know, do you guys already use Kartra, or is it something you are thinking to get into? You can unmute yourself or type in the chat.
I don't use any kind of landing pages yet.
Okay, so you didn't use anything yet. Okay, cool. So it's gonna be a good introduction. Anyone else? Alejandra, Leslie? I know the Brony just started training on Kartra. Okay, and thinking about it. Okay, I would just assume that you kind of, yeah, okay, that you either don't know what that is or you don't really know. Okay, Alejandra is not using any platform. Okay. So yeah, cool. Then this training, this call is perfect for you guys, because like where I started with Kartra. I started using Kartra about 6-7 months ago, and I was thinking of moving from WordPress to something else because I used WordPress for about 6-7 years and actually never. I just learned how to use it, but I actually never built any of my sites on WordPress. I started them and I never actually got to the point where I can tell people, oh, here you go, there is my website. It's always like I'm just building and building and never got anywhere. So, and 6 months ago, I decided just to try it out and see how it works, and I fell in love with it. And I started to use it like straight away. I demanded that I make money out of it instead of just like paying for it and not doing anything. And I think as well that because the Kartra is not the cheapest one, but it's not the most expensive one either. It's a starter plan is $99. Don't be you shouldn't be put off by the price because when I started, I thought it's a lot as well, especially when you are just starting out and you haven't used anything else. But in that way, Kartra saves a lot of time because you don't have to. It's basically it includes everything that you need for online business. There are a few things that I use outside of Kartra, but it's usually uh, like either Kartra doesn't have that feature yet or it's not the way I want it to work, but it's not that many things.
So is $99 is all that you pay for the website?
It's it's basically what you get with Kartra. Let's look at the. I'm gonna share screen. Let's look at Kartra. This is a Kartra back office, but I'll just show you my. I think it was in the billing. It's basically this is Kartra has multiple plans. So this you basically pay $99 for the Kartra starter. And with my account is slightly different because I signed up like 6 months ago, but they changed what you get for those $99. So I think these are still the same. You get 2,500 leads. Those are the people who sign up for your mailing list. You can send out 15,000 emails a month. You get 50 gigabytes bandwidth, one domain name, but with current Kartra Starter, you get only 5 products and 50 pages, and I think one membership. But even though that's enough, because I haven't used up, in those 6 months, I haven't used up 50 pages, and I probably used more than 5 products. but because I know that I have this space, I just keep using that. But that shouldn't put you off as well, because product is basically something you when you create paid like offers and stuff, and there is option to reuse them and things like that. So this is a starter account, $99, and next one is I think $199, and you have unlimited, I think, of everything on products and pages, but leads and emails probably have changed. Yeah, there is Kartra Silver, 12,000 leads, 125 gigabyte bandwidth, and 3 domain names, and everything else is unlimited. So yeah, that's like to get this out of the way. But what else Kartra does? Like I just kind of make a list of the things that Kartra offers to you. It basically has a product. You can create different products. You can sell your online classes, live classes. I just assume that you are all like having access business. Is it right, or does anyone have different business? Hi, Rita.
Hey.
So yeah, and yeah, you can create. And what I like about Kartra, you can create for one product different price points. Let's say if you have a bars class, you can create like a full price and half price under the same thing, and you don't have to create separate product for that. You can have a landing page. I forgot the main website. That's obvious. Yeah, you can have a website. You can pretty much build anything you want, because it's got like really cool. I'm gonna go into that when we start building. I'm gonna show you how the page building looks like. Landing pages, obviously. You can send emails. You can connect emails to the payments. Basically, you can create everything you need for the class, online class, a live class, and then automate it. Like you can have landing page that leads to the thank you page, and it goes to automated emails, and you can have also add all sorts of things. You can create sales funnels. If you don't know what the sales funnel is, it is basically, let's say, when someone sign up to receive your free, let's say, ebook or free email course or video course, and then it takes you to the thank you page, and it takes you to automated email. That is called the sales funnels, and you can create all different kind of complicated sales funnels, because it's got really good tagging system. Do you know what the tags are in emails? It basically, let's say, if you have a one email list, and let's say you have 1,000 people in your email list, and 50 people of those have signed up for your bars class, you tag them as a bar, like access bars, for example. And when you have to go send email, instead of sending it to the list, you send it to the people only who actually maybe attended your access bars. Or what you can do is actually send emails to people who actually haven't attended access bars, excluding those people who has a tag. So you can like play around with it, and it's kind of saves you in creating multiple mailing lists. Because in old system, we used to have, when we have, let's say we have a class, we create a new mailing list. We have another class, we create a new mailing list. But we never have all those peoples in the same system. They all like scattered around all the like email lists. And when you have to send out you want to send email to all of them. And if there are duplicate people in mailing list, then they receive 2-3 emails. And so with the tagging system, is you basically, instead of sending it to email, you send it to the tags. And it just makes it easier because, yeah, it just makes it easier. But you have to know this, and then you can play. I will show you in the back end as well how it works. You can, with Kartra, you can have a membership. Let's say if you create like monthly membership or something, all the people who pay for it, they have access. It's you probably are all being part of some memberships, and you can load content into that membership, and you can actually create different levels of the membership, like, I don't know what they usually like, gold, silver, and you put different products in different membership. So it definitely. Did someone say anything? Okay. I thought someone had a question. You can have your own help desk. Basically, people can send you messages saying, oh, I have a problem with this. Instead of it being sent to your personal email, it's got its own like a hub where you collect these emails if people have technical information and stuff. You can create your product as affiliate products as well. Like, for example, you create an online class and you want someone to promote it for you. Instead of actually maybe paying them like percentage, you actually give them their affiliate link and they promote it for you, and they get paid percentage of whatever they basically promote, whoever signs up through their link. And plus you have get the Facebook group, ask questions and support. Those are like my. Do you have any questions so far about what Kartra is and what it can do? Like maybe you have an example where you want trying to create, and I can tell you whether Kartra does it or not.
So I don't have a question regarding what you're speaking, but is this tool user friendly to anybody who has never done something like this?
There is like a little like a learning curve. I can like on the second part of the call, I can show you how you actually connect things, and you basically in the future, if you decide to work with Kartra, you can just use this as a go back to it and see how it's done. It is easy when you know like what things you need to connect. Like when I first started, I wasn't sure. Like there is quite a lot in the dashboard. Like my products is obviously there's going to be your products, and basically what I like about Kartra, it's like it gives you step-by-step plan. You basically follow the steps that they show you. Like for example, when you want to create a product, let's say I want to create new product, so I go into create product. I choose test. I choose it's either main product or upsell or downsell. Upsell or downsell is maybe you create a product and then you want to sell something like a coaching package, or maybe you want something like a group coaching. It depends on the product. But I don't want to go too much into details because it's like, especially if you're a beginner, it's going to be very confusing. So you create the main product. And then you see it's got these steps on the top. You basically go through these steps. Like you update like one part of it. It doesn't give you like much. These are when you put your internal name of the product, official name, which is gonna show up publicly, and like a description of the product. And usually you would probably gonna keep it private, but if you wanna use it as affiliate, you mark this. And then you basically go configure this later. And you have to fill in all the places for you be able to save it. And then you just move through the steps and save and next until you go to the end, to the finish. In that way, you can't kind of miss it. Every time you have to go through the same steps. So I have a question in the chat. Yeah, Alejandra, you definitely can listen there. Oh, yeah, she sent it privately. So yeah, you basically have to go step by step. And in the dashboard, pretty much shows you what each of the sections mean, what you can create in each of the sections. Like this is my products. These are my communications. That's where all the emails are gonna be, all the emails and all your leads, your lists. My pages are all the pages. These are all your website pages and all your landing pages. Here will be your all forms, all the forms you need for the different, like if you have like opt-in forms for free stuff, then you would use form. You would normally wouldn't use a form for a paid thing, because it's all Kartra checkout already includes the form in a way. When someone goes and pays for it, they already enter their details. My memberships, you probably not use it at the first, but you can do it here. My videos, you can actually store your videos in here. And I wouldn't recommend to store like a large videos, because each account has limit to bandwidth, and the starter account has a 50 gigabyte bandwidth. And if you're gonna start using videos that takes up a large amount of space, then you're gonna use up all this just on the videos. You can actually embed YouTube videos and Vimeo videos into your pages. So you don't actually have to store it. Kartra recently as well updated their calendar. So you can actually use it for your sessions and consultations. It's got inbuilt calendar. People can book through it and pay as well through it. And this is where you set up your help desk. I haven't done it myself. I don't need it yet, but probably sometime in the future I'm gonna have. My campaigns. This is where you can put together, let's say if you create a landing page, product, and emails for something like a live online class, where you can actually, I'm going to mute someone there. You can actually put all those things in a campaign and actually transfer these things in between different Kartra users. Like for example, one of my clients really liked one of the pages I created for myself. So instead of actually recreating the page on her account, I shared the page with her. Okay, so yeah, no worries. Rishma, you can, listen to replay. I know it's late in India. I used to live in India for like 5 months. Yeah, have fun. So yeah, and you can put all the things in here. And you can integrate PayPal. Kartra Mail is already integrated, so it's what you use to send emails. You can integrate Google Calendar, Kajabi. Most of these things I don't even know what they are. Stripe, Zapier. Zapier is good when you want to connect different things that doesn't work together. And my agency is basically where all, if you want to, No. Yeah, my agency is basically that's for. Oh my goodness. That is basically for if you have a multiple clients who has Kartra accounts, then you can actually create your own agency and put those things under the same hub. And but that's for like advanced. You have to pay more a month for that. And then there is my affiliate promos where you can actually see. You can actually earn money by promoting Kartra as well.
Sorry, Lika, can I ask a
Yeah.
question, please? I want to ask, I've got someone who wants to move to Kartra, and she's got multiple businesses, but that she wants them on one platform. Is there a possibility to do that on Kartra? Or can you create like,
Do you mean like have multiple websites on the same place?
basically, but even if they're just landing pages, I suppose it could possibly
Yeah,
work.
of course. And especially like if the person wants to have multiple domain names, they can have like on Kartra Silver account, you get 3 domain names. So you can actually have as many businesses you want. But if like 50 pages and 5 products is enough for the starter, you can actually pay $10 a month extra for each domain name. Do you know what domain names are?
And yes,
Yeah.
it's like www. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But so sorry, I know I'm jumping the gun here
That's cool.
a bit. So if let's say someone chose like the silver package where you get 3 domain names,
Yeah.
is it still on the one kind of system, or do you have to kind of like, or is it on a total?
It's all going to be under the same thing. Let's say if we go
Okay,
to
cool.
pages and yeah, let's start maybe how to create a simple landing page, for example. My pages is where all your landing pages are and where all your website pages are. And what I
Okay, so it's the same thing.
yeah, it's the same thing. You basically what you do is like in a WordPress, basically you always have navigation bar on the top.
Yes.
You can't really have a landing page without navigation bar, but most of people don't use navigation bar landing pages, so the client the person who is looking at it doesn't go away from that landing page. If you know what I mean.
Yes.
You know, like
Okay,
people.
cool.
Yeah. So you can.
So
Yeah.
sorry. So if let's say she wanted like the first Kartra package,
Yeah.
she just can't add her domain names, but she can still have multiple kind of drop downs into different landing
Oh yeah.
pages.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
They can do that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Because
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. And if anyone else has a questions, please, yeah, just unmute yourself. So basically, and what Carter does, it's got categories. So let's say if you have a multiple, like loads of pages, you can search them by categories. Like for example, I have let's say product pages. So I click on it and it only shows me the product pages. I categorize product pages are those landing pages that I use to sell like online courses and classes. So, and if I want my website pages, I just click on the category website and it just gives me, so I don't have to scroll down and look for the right page for it. And yeah, you create your own categories. Kartra doesn't give you any. Kartra gives you only one category that's no particular category, and then you create categories the way it works for you. Does anyone have any questions so far before I go and actually showing how to build? few things. So it's, if you decide to actually start it, you know where to start it, and you don't have to go through all the pain and the gory yourself to figure it out. Okay.
Ken,
Yeah.
when you go through that process, would you mind just going over how to do the tags? I get very confused there.
Tags. Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
You're recording. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so let's start with then page with the same, because when you start, like when I started with Kartra 6 months ago, 7 months ago, what I did, I actually signed up for the free trial. At the time, they offered 1 month free trial. I don't think they do it now, but you can check it. And I promised myself that I'm gonna make money, extra money, so I can pay for that. And you don't actually need to create a full website. My website is still not finished. I have all the different pages like done, but I haven't got actually whole website done. But what I started, I actually created first page for my virtual assistant services, and I just put it out there. And that's where the money started to come in, so I can actually pay for Kartra and start to like create extra money in my business. So basically what you need is just a page, and you create stuff by clicking the big green button. But what you can actually do, if you already created pages and you just like to copy them, you just click on these 3 dots, which gives you option to clone. You just basically clone the old website, not the website, old page, and you just add the new content. Or if you wanna, if you have a starter account and you don't wanna upgrade yet, and you used up all your pages, you just edit existing page, the ones you don't use anymore. Well, let's start with the new one, because when you start with a new account, you don't have anything in here. So basically, you just, it gives you blank canvas, or it gives you all these different templates. Like you have video sales page. So you can choose any of them. You can see what they look like by click on preview. Where did it go? So it's basically a page like this. You just add your content and you're ready to go. You don't need anything else. Thank you pages, coming soon pages. Like for example, I'm building my website, but while I'm building, I'm still using the domain name. So I added coming soon page, so people don't see like unfinished page and start clicking and doesn't know what's going on there. You can create webinar registration page. Let's say you have a call coming up.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I came in late, I'm sorry. But you get a domain name with the Kartra account?
No.
Or is that extra?
That's
something separate.
Yeah, that's something you have to get in advance. And yeah, it's usually around $10-15 a year for domain name. And yeah.
And are there other things that you need to supplement the Kartra beyond a domain name?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, like, okay, so it's got like the mail built in, so you wouldn't need to have MailChimp, right?
Yeah.
But are there other things that it doesn't incorporate, like,
okay, cool.
Like, could I use Square with that, or do I have to have a different payment system that I have to coordinate with it?
Kartra has inbuilt. You can integrate Kartra with Stripe or PayPal. I'm not sure if it does do the Square, but what you can do is, if you are already using Square, you might be able to use Zapier, which I showed in the integrations. It's yeah. Zapier is something you use to connect with different things.
Ah, okay.
So you basically integrate Zapier, and if
Mhm.
Zapier allows Square integrations, then that's how you connect them.
Okay.
But it's
Okay.
got Stripe and it's got
Mhm.
PayPal.
Mhm.
Unless it had something else for payment. But because I live in Latvia and we don't even have Stripe, only option we have PayPal, so it's what I
PayPal.
mean.
Right. Right. Oh, and the other question I had, is this being recorded? Because the little red dot isn't done.
Well, I hope so. Yeah, it
Yes, it
shows recording.
is.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because I just, yeah.
You
Because I
scared me
wanted to
there
make
for a
sure that I
moment.
could watch this again. Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to do it again as well.
Yeah. Right.
No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind, but what is that? Why is that all popped up? Oh, my pages. Okay, so yeah, create new page, and then you just basically choose any. It's added recently as well, personal branding, which is really good if you want to start a website and you don't know what's gonna look like. They already have pre-made like home pages. Oh, another thing that Kartra doesn't do is a blog. It doesn't have a blog feature. You can add articles and connect them separately because it's actually got like a blog post look. Like for example, so you technically can have a blog. You can add articles but you have to connect all the bits and pieces like manually, because in blog it all happens automatically. Yeah, that's the only thing that Kartra doesn't do. But what many people do is when they create navigation bar, they add blog and connect it to outside blog, like a WordPress blog or Blogger or any other blog platforms. And they create a blog to look similar or same as a Kartra page. So it doesn't look like you actually navigated away from the Kartra website. Okay, so yeah, if you want, let's say, personal branding. Okay, so let's pick one of these. I don't want to go into the, let's check this one. I don't want to go into building new page. So basically what you do is like create a name of the page, and then you create a category. You either select the category you already have, or you create a new one. And I'm not going to create a new one, but yeah, you create a new category. If you're starting out, you already can decide like what, which one, the page. And if you have a multiple websites, like multiple domain names, you can collect like a choose it from here. Like this is my Liga's base, that's my like a main site. And if I'm going to add a different domain name, it's going to be under here. And or no site in particular, you still like when you join Kartra and you don't have a domain name, you still can use it. It's just not gonna look the same. Like it's not gonna look the same. You're not gonna have a proper domain name, but you're still gonna have something to share with people. So if you're not sure yet what domain name to get, you don't have to. Let's say if I take no site in particular and I create a page, I will show you later what it looks like. So this is basically a page builder. It's got like buttons on top and it's got buttons on left hand side. Top ones are for the look of the page. Like for example, you have a desktop view you can check what it's going to look like on a tablet. And you can actually edit to look at differently on a tablet. And you can see what it's going to look like on the mobile. Especially these days, most people use mobile for their online presence. Then it's very useful to see how it looks like. Because sometimes when you put something on a web page on the desktop, it looks very nice, but it doesn't really look on the mobile. And then there are two things, that columns and components, which is specific to Kartra Builder. Components is basically, let's say, this square. This is a component. This text within the square, that's a component. Like this guy, it's a picture of this guy, is a component. Columns are basically, when you switch on the columns, this basically shows column the borders, and you basically can see like the blue one marks whole row, and the pink marks like blocks within that row. Because you can create different blocks, blocks, different blocks of content. Like here is like this, like why do this basically gets this text so it doesn't go all over the place. So if you can actually change the width of this component, so and then the text will go all over the place, like whole width. So it's basically kind of controls how far you want the text go to. And then you can create like a 3-column. You can create 2-column. You can. This is a 1-column. It's just with controlled like a width. And you can create, I think, and these are like 4. Yeah, there's no more. And you can actually add in a column section. You can only either remove these blocks completely. Like for example, I can with X, I just delete it, and whole thing goes. And it doesn't have a. Okay, that's a big guy. I just remove because I can't get it back. So basically, I lost the track. So basically, yeah, it's the column. It's only you can either remove them or just like change the width of it. Like let's say if we click on here, it shows you what percentage of the screen it takes up, and you can actually change it by dragging, and it creates like a wider, and you can take it back again. Or you can do this if you want. And this is all you do in a column section of the top. The mostly used is a components button, like a view, because this is where you're gonna add all the things into your page. Like for example, if you and the Kartra tells you if you added like empty block, it shows you that you can add here a column, and you do that by going into components, into the columns, and you choose all kind, like it's got 100%, 66%, 50%, 50-50, and I think it's up to like a four different columns. And you do that by drag and drop. Oh, it doesn't know. And what happens in Kartra, it doesn't allow you just put anywhere the stuff. So you basically, when you drag something, it shows you basically where you can drop it. And all those orange marks shows you where you can drop that component. And you basically, when you hover over it and when it's colors green, that's where you drop it. I'm not sure why I didn't drop it there, but here you go. So this is how you add different components. And so you basically add, let's say you want to add text from the component. You want to add image. Yeah, and you just drag and drop. And you can, like, if you want really like a complex page, you just decide in advance, and then you just add different columns and different blocks, and then you can like edit it. And you can remove blocks by this red button. It basically gives you different options. You can actually, let's say if you created a block and you really like it and you want to use for something else, with this star, you can actually save it. So let's say you want to use it for different, let's say I use it for my testimonials. So I created the block with testimonials and I saved it. And every time I want to use that block on different pages, I don't have to recreate it. I just drag that saved template back into my, in here, for example. You can add edit source code, but that's only when if you know how to do it. I don't really do, I only use the code for the video embedding and stuff, because you can embed YouTube videos into your pages. You can move the block. Again, you move it, and the Kartra shows you where you can drop it. You can drop it here. Let's see where it's gonna allow us. And you see, it allows you to drop it here.
Sorry, Liga, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
If I want to embed a video from my YouTube, for like something private that I want to send people from Kartra or let people see from Kartra, but then can I make it private on YouTube too, so people can't see it on YouTube, or what, if it's private on YouTube, will it not show on my Kartra?
Well, no, because the private videos are only for you to see and people who you specifically shared with. You know, like you share a Google document with specific people. Like only,
yes.
like
Okay.
you share, like let's say if I want to share it with you, I share it like with your email and stuff. But if you want to,
cool. So if I
if you don't want the video to
sorry,
be shown on YouTube, but you still wanna like send the link to people, you use unlisted option.
okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
people won't be able to find it, but if you wanna like embed it in your pages or share it like privately, you use the unlisted option.
Okay, lekker. Thanks so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. So yeah, and there is a clone option. You basically duplicate page, not the page, the section. And the same, say, I'm just gonna and the X is the remove it, and the pencil is to edit. And just make sure this like edit. What's the correct name for this? I have no idea. It's kind of tricky because when you hover over the pencil, it shows name edit on top of it. So it seems like the edit button is above, but it's not. It's just like a label of the button, but it's like positioned like really weirdly. Okay. Do you have any other questions about is there anything specific you want me to tell you about page build that maybe, because Kartra does have lots of options. And if you go into the sections option, you basically have already pre-made stuff for you. Let's say content. These are, you see, these are my saved templates. So I removed it from different pages, and I can use it like in my current one. And it gives you like pre-made content, so you don't have to actually figure out yourself how to create things. And then you as well, you just drag and drop it. And if you want to edit something, you just hover over the section, and it gives you again these same tools. Clone, edit, and edit text. You basically click on it and you can change the text.
Does it work the same in Kartra as on Punjabi? Like when I make a page like this, and I want to, let's say, connect it to a like a thank you page or another thing, do you then make the other? Can you also connect it? Is it the same? I don't.
Oh yes, yeah, of course. Like let's go to the buttons then, because there are two options.
Yes.
How people can actually either pay you or subscribe for you. It's either button, or it's another component that we can add is opt-in form. I'm going to show you both. So you just drag and drop opt-in form, let's say in here. And I'm going to add quickly one of the forms I already have, because what you already have to have, let's say, you have to create form before, and then you can add it. You can add like a placeholder for the form, but you can't actually add the form if you haven't created it. Like in the previously when I showed you the dashboard where it says my pages, my communications, my forms, there is a section for my forms. So you basically create a form, and then when you start to build the page, you can add it. Because with this component, you just add placeholder for your form. But you add it by editing, like edit style button. You just basically choose a form, which one you wanna. These are my forms. So if you just starting, you won't have any here. So that's just to know. And how you connect stuff. Like to the form, you usually would connect emails, and all the email and thank you page you actually set up in my forms field that's on in your dashboard. With the button is slightly different. You again go edit style. You can change anything around the button, the background color of the text, alignment. You can add it to your left. You can put the shadow. You can create the size different. And if you go into the text, then you can change the font of the button and the text of button. If you want to have an icon on the button, I normally don't do it, but you can choose all different kind of, could say, choose the glass, and it's going to show like a glass icon on there. If you have like a multiple buttons, you want to get creative, you can add them. And in the links, I'm going to show you effects first. So basically, I never used it. I don't know whether I'm ever, but you can actually have different, just see if when I click, it basically gives your button like a animation. If you can see how the button behind is moving. So I normally don't use it, but if you want to get creative, you can. And to the button. So basically what you can do is you can connect to the button anything you want. You can link different, another Kartra page, external URL. You can scroll to particular section in page. Let's say if you have a really long page and you want to add, like, go to this section, it's basically when you click the button, it goes to the section on the page. You can add download file, pop-up form, video, pop-up video player, product check. If you are selling something like a online class, then you put pop-up product checkout. And then you choose which product you want it to go to. Let's say I want to add ease with graphic creation. And so I add product, ease with graphic creation. And it asks me to select the price point. So if you have a different price points for your products, let's say Bars Glass has like a full price and half price, it's going to give you options here, price point 1 and price point 2. I only have one. And I always use default Kartra checkout page. And it's basically going to look like this. And you don't need to set this up. This all happens automatically. It basically gives you what product you are buying, and it's already fills in your own details. It's like, especially if you're using like a newest computers, and it's got these fill-in options. It already fills in stuff for you, the most used email and stuff. And then it goes to the and this is all automatic. You don't have to set anything of this up. And it's when you connect product, it connects to the product, and then only thing you have to add is email, to autoresponder email. Do you have any questions so far? I know it's a lot, especially if you are new to it, but I kind of knew that you probably not gonna have many questions. But I just want to know whether you have something that you specifically want to have, like, create. And another thing I want to show you, you have to always save the progress of your page. Otherwise, you're gonna lose all the things. But just because you save, it doesn't mean it's actually gonna publish. It's not gonna go live. For example, I don't know. Yeah, it's not gonna, like, this is a new page, so it doesn't really matter. But if, for example, if I'm working on my website and I want to change one of the pages, and instead of like people seeing half done page, I can actually, without publishing, I can actually work on it without actually changing it. And then when I'm actually finished with the changes, then I go into publish live. And then the page is actually live. And this is where, and you can actually embed your page into some other page. I've never done it yet before, but you always get to the page link, and this is basically a link of your page. So when you don't have a domain name, this is what your domain is gonna look like. Like, this is my account name, ligadzene.kartra.com. So even if you don't have a domain name, you still can get away with just using this as your domain name for page. Because if I choose it, it still looks good. It's not gonna have like proper domain name, but even this is not bad. Lots of people use this, especially at the beginning. And where did I go? Disappeared. And if I click on edit URL, you can actually change to something better, like a test. Or if you want if you have multiple domain names, like I have, I pick one of those in here. If I wouldn't have it, I would have only this, like a generic Kartra domain. So if I choose this and then I save URL, so then this is my URL. And this one doesn't work anymore. Oh no, it still works. It's cool. I didn't realize that. But yeah, so this would be my domain name. So, do you have any, yeah, and you can, this is navigation bar, you can add your login and you can choose, I don't think in here, in sections. You can use different navigation menus, whatever you like. You can add your social media icons, your logo. Oh, I didn't realize my phone is up. So yeah, it's yeah, I will show you then like how to create a product and what emails are. So because that's kind of another thing. It's do you have any questions about the pages? Like,
so I have a question about, okay, so maybe this is comes under something else, but okay, so you want to do a class and you're going to do it on Zoom, and so you can build the pages and the landing pages and the payment pages and all of that in Kartra, and then like, so you have your separate Zoom would be another account that you would have, right?
Yeah.
So how would you like connect all of that so that you get paid and then you have your thing? And yeah,
that's cool. So why? Okay, keep muting and then muting. That's cool. So basically, yeah, I usually start with a web page, with a landing page. I create the page I want, and then I create different like buttons in different places. It depends how long is my landing page, but that's what I normally start. I create a landing page first. And because if you haven't created, and then you go and separately create product. So basically I will show it in here. So for the paid product, you would need landing page. That's the page with button. And then you need to create a product that is connected to button on the landing page. And then you create a sequence that is connected to product. So this is basically how your product, this is the email sequence, if it's not clear, email sequence. So this is basically like all these four things, not four, three things: product, landing page, and email sequence. These are the three things you will have to create. Wait, I think there was a question. Yeah, that's cool. I'll see you, Morgan. And so basically these are three things you will need to create for your product, for the paid product. For the, if you do like a free product, then you do form, page, and email sequence. Oh, actually you don't need the email sequence because form is gonna have, Holly, because form is gonna have email inbuilt. I'm gonna quickly go through. Do you want to see the form? Okay. Okay, let's do the product because this is probably like most important. So basically with with basic Kartra account, you get free, you get 5 products. Sorry, you get this, you get 5 products with each, with basic account. And it's actually is enough when you start out, because once you start making more money, you can upgrade it. So, and the thing is, like these products you can create again and again. So what you do is, like when you start out, you just create a new product, main product, main product. I'm not going to go into upsell, downsell, because at the first you're not going to need it. It's for if you want to create like more complex sales funnel. So you go into like a basic info is is the name of the product, internal name, official name of the product is what people are going to see it. This internal name is just for your eyes. Like if you have a multiple products, you know, you can, yeah. And description, basically, it doesn't really show up anywhere, but I think if you have loads of products and you don't know, I don't really know what the description for, because if I create a product, I kind of know what that is. But unless if you have different type of product with similar names, then you can have a description. And if you want to put it as on the marketplace as affiliate, you click here, or just keep private, and here you can change image of the product. This is where this is what's going to show up on a checkout page. Did you see it when I opened the checkout page? It's had a picture of my product, or it's going to have this shopping cart otherwise. And this is where you choose a payment plan, not payment plan, because I only have one PayPal, so I'm going to use it. And you always have to save. You have to add these details. Kartra doesn't allow you save. So you basically always have to save these little like blocks, and then save and move next. This is where you add payments, how much it is. You can add one-time payment, recurring payment, limited number installments. Let's say if it's a 3 payment option, or recurrent installments. I'm not really sure what the difference in. Okay, it doesn't work with PayPal. Okay, so yeah, you can do it weekly, every 2 weeks, monthly, every 2 months, quarterly, yearly, every 2 years, which is quite good. Only thing is like that Kartra doesn't do it. It only does one currency. So if you set up in your account that you're going to work with dollars, that's all you're going to have, dollars. But if you, let's say, if you live in Europe, you can use euros or Australian dollars if you live in Australia. But in the checkout page, when the client pays, let's say I live in Europe and I pay something in dollars, in the checkout page there is option to actually change the currency, and you can see how much it's going to be in your currency. But still you're going to pay in the currency that it's set up. Let's say I put test. And if you want to add a different price point, I just click add, and I do again the same. But in this case, I don't want to delete. I'm going to use just one. And again, save it. If you are selling physical products, you can add shipping cost, sales tax, refund policy. I don't normally do refund policy, but I'm sure there are some things that you might want to refund policy. And to change it, you go into change and then you choose which one you want. And again, save it and save and next. And this is your product page. Why I created first landing page is because if I can't, I have to add landing page for the product here. So it's a Kartra page, not external URL. And I check, I think it was in Liga Dzene, and what they created does. No, it was in no site particular. Test. So this is going to be your test, not test, your landing page. That's why I usually create it first, because if I want to link, if I don't have this stage, then it shows the product is unfinished and I can't add it to the button. That's why I first create landing page, then I create the product, because then I can attach product, link product to the button on my landing page. And you have to have a thank you page. And again, you create this in advance. I can already have like a on one for all. And again, you save it and save and next. Checkout page, I always use Kartra hosted checkout page. I don't need, you can add your logo to the header. You just go in, yeah, you display and you just upload it. If you're using help desk, this is where you can add your own help desk to the product. Checkout page fields, like you can change, add what information you want to collect from people when they pay for your product. I always usually just generic ones. At the moment, I don't need anything else. You can use a express checkout, which makes it quicker for people to check out. A cart abandonment tagging. This is, you're probably not going to use it at first, but if you want to go into the retargeting, you can use this tagging. Like, let's say when someone goes to your, let's say someone goes to your landing page and they click on a button that takes them to the checkout page. It's basically, if they don't go through the checkout, let's say so they decided not to pay or buy product, basically Kartra tags them, and you can actually retarget them by sending them email. Oh, I saw you that you wanted to, like, maybe not in those words, but you get the gist. Like you wanted to buy it, but for some reason you didn't. Is there anything I can help you with? For that reason, checkout language, you can actually create, if you are working in different languages. So these are the languages that, let's say if you are creating, I don't know, call in Dutch, you can actually create landing page in Dutch and have a checkout page in Dutch as well. So, and if you don't know what language people are choosing, you can have dynamic checkout language, which basically, if someone from the Netherlands is gonna come to your checkout page, it's not gonna affect landing page. Landing page is gonna be whatever language you set it, but checkout page is gonna be in their language. Fixed and save later. I'm not really sure. There's some kind of agreement with customer. I'm not sure what that is. And bump offers is like, it's if you create more complex sales funnels, you're not gonna need it when you just do the landing, like a simple product. And the post sale, you can add list to customer list. Basically, what list you want your people, let's say when someone buys, what list you want it to go to. So I have a main list where I want them to go, and I want to tag them that they actually bought this product. So I don't have a tag for the, let's say, for the current product. So I have one price point. You can actually have different tags for different price points, and then you can send separate emails to people who have price point 1 and price point 2. And and I always use product purchase for all my products, so I know that all my tags are going to be in the same place. And if I already have a tag, I choose it from here. And if I don't have it, I just create a new one. And category will be product purchase. And you can actually as well add expiration date to the tags. But that's, again, it's more advanced if you create stuff and add. And so you see it's added tag test to price point 1. And then you can add as many tags as you want. You can, if you are bilingual, you can actually create language tags. Like, let's say if you do one call in Dutch, another one in German, and third one in English, you can actually add tags to different products. So you can actually send emails only to people who speak Dutch, for example. You save it. And this is if you want where your product content is going to be there. You either do Kartra membership, you can integrate memberships, you can download, people can download file, or there is no access. For live calls, I usually choose that because I don't have anything to give at the moment. Any product like a audio file or PDF or anything like that. And advanced automations, at the moment I don't use it, but this is where you can create additional, I don't know, add people to additional sequences and things like that. I don't use. Do you, Bronnie, have any questions about tags in relation to this? If you're listening live.
No, I'm all good.
Is it clear to you how the tags are used?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to kind of go through this again and kind of get my mind.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it is quite a lot, especially if you never used.
But it's awesome though.
Yeah, and this is something you can go back again and again. And this is where you add affiliates. So let's say if you want to add your product to affiliate, you just activate affiliate program, and this is where you add, let's say, okay, my product costs $1. So let's say I give them 50% of that. So, and JV broker is something more, I'm not really 100% sure what that is yet, but you normally would use this affiliate so people can just sign up and promote it. So basically when they sign up, they get their own link, and when they promote it, they get half of this payment. Just a note, the affiliate commissions are not sent automatically. You have to send them automatically. You have to send them when the sales are done. So it's kind of on your consciousness. Yeah, it's on your consciousness whether you send affiliate commissions or not.
But does it give you like a breakdown of what is due to people? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it gives you that information, because I've heard stories when people have made commissions and there are people who actually don't pay them out. So yeah, and in that sense, kind of Kartra takes away that responsibility for that. Okay, affiliate program opt-in is basically I'm not really sure what that is, so I'm not gonna go into this because I never used it. So you can add your affiliates to the list. Like I have created a separate list for affiliates. So if I have some new product coming out, I can actually send it to them to say, oh, this is a new product, and if you would like, you can promote them, and you can tag them, and you can create like basically when you're gonna pay out commissions. Like some people pay like 30 days after the commission comes in. So to make sure that the person who actually bought it doesn't do the refund. And so there are, if the case is that someone refunded the product, then you refund commission as well. That's why like you can set up like days. And it's basically Kartra gives you, there is a table in the affiliate section where you can see what commissions are due. And I always use default affiliate sign up page, but you can do it different. And this is basically how you create a product. And then they give you this code, which basically you have to add into the landing page. But it's easy. When you go into the landing page, on the right hand side, there is an option. It actually tells you paste the code here. It's basically how they do tracking. You know, when you do like Facebook ads or when you do affiliate stuff, it's basically this code connects product to the landing page. Do you have any questions about product building? I guess not yet. Okay. And the next stage, like when we were looking at, it's like first you create page, then you have a product and email sequence. So you basically go into my communications. This is where all your lists are kept, your leads. Those are basically people who have signed up, and the tags. All the tags you have created. And email sending happens in the communications. So you have 3 types of emails: broadcast, sequences, and automations. I'm not going to talk today about automations, but the 2 ones you need to have is broadcast and sequence. Broadcasts are like a one-off emails. For example, I sent you yesterday like 24-hour reminder, and today I send you 1 hour email, 1 hour reminder. Those are the broadcasts. They basically like you standalone email, you just send it out whenever you set it to send out. And you can actually set it to send out now or schedule for some time. So you don't actually have to sit by computer 1 hour before the class and send the email. You can actually schedule to go out. And it's like, especially if you create multiple like classes and you set up everything in advance, it's like Kartra does everything automatically for you. You don't even have to think about it, whether the email have gone out or not. And what we use for the product is sequences. You basically have to, like, sequence is the email that goes out automatically after someone signs up or pays for your stuff. What I normally do is I just edit, clone one of the previous ones, because I don't want to go through all that stuff again. But let's create a new one. Like, green button. Test 1. Public description is basically if you unsubscribe, for example, that's where it shows yeah, I only seen those public descriptions when people unsubscribe, and it's gonna show up at the top that this is a list they've been, or sequence they've been subscribed to. Test. Okay. So that's a name. So and this is like looks like a bit more complex because you have like a lot of things you're gonna have on here you can do, but that again is like if you create something more complex. But if you're just starting out, this is like a simple one, like a starting rule. You need to set up a starting rule. It basically gives the command to the sequence when to go out and why to go out. Let's say I click to the plus, and what we want is we want the sequence to go out when the order is done. Like you can have the sequence to go out when opt-in form is filled, when someone is tagged, when someone is added to the list, someone visits a certain page, or when you already have a sequence, when it's subscribed to sequence, you can subscribe them to different sequence. But in this case, we want them to fill in the order, pay for the product. And so, and you tell Kartra which product you want it to kind of trigger this sequence. And you have a price point. So this is where you can actually have different emails for different price points. Let's say someone subscribes for the monthly membership, you can send them one email. And if someone subscribes just for the whole package, you can send them different email, for example. Or you can use the same email for any price point. And save. So this is basically, this created like a starting rule. Like you tell Kartra to send out sequence when someone pays for the product. And then you add, what was it? No. And then you want to send email. You drag and drop email. You want to send email and right after previous step. Yeah, you drag and drop email from left dashboard into here, and you want it to send right after previous step. So basically someone pays for the product and the email is sent out automatically. You can wait a number of days, hours, or send at the specific date. It's again, it depends what like a campaign you have, but it's again when you have something more complex. And then again, you just move through the steps. What you can even tell what days it sends out. Let's say if you mark it sends out on Wednesdays, then when someone pays for the product, the email is going to go on a Wednesday. So if someone subscribes on Tuesdays, they're going to get email next day. But if someone subscribes on Thursday, email is going to go next week. And anytime. And you can say what time it's as well. Those most advanced features depends on what sales funnels and campaigns you are creating. And we are just going through the basic. And again, you go to the next and communication. So what you want your communication to be called. It's basically going to show up when you click on all your sequences. This is going to be named what you're going to see. And as it says here, it's all for your reference only. No one's going to see that. So that's the test one. And this is where you're going to use Kartra Mail, but you can actually embed different emails. Email like providers. Not providers, but managers. So you basically add, but we always use Kartra email. And here you put sender's name. I usually put my name or your business name. And send from email is when someone receives email, it's going to show up in their email where it was sent from. And if someone wants to reply to your email, then this is where your email is the reply email is gonna go to. And Kartra doesn't like Gmails and Hotmails and Yahoos. So you have to actually have proper email address for this. And this is where having a domain name is kind of useful. Not useful, but it's actually required. You can actually get, so for example, mine is Liga. And you have to use the same email in both places. And here you're gonna say who are you gonna send the email to. Like you select people who, like, you add condition. Like I always use by who has a tag. And you can use any of these. Like even IP country, custom fields, has filled form, has not filled form. So yeah, in this case, you're gonna use hashtag. And because we created a product tag, it's gonna be for product purchase. And it's gonna be a test tag. That's what we created and add. So here is this thing's GDPR notice. Include in this communication leads who have not agreed to receive communication from you. So basically when someone subscribes to your list, they can actually choose not to receive communication from you. I don't really see what the point, if they are there, why is they not willing to receive communication? But here you are, there are people who do that. And there are many cases when someone actually subscribes to, let's say, to your email. No, not email. That basically they pay for your product and they tick not to receive communication. And in that case, they actually don't receive the registration email. And then they complain why they never receive the communication from you. So, and if you are selling a product, you want the people to receive the email. And that's where you tick this GDPR notice. So it's going to override that choice that they don't want to. You don't have, Kartra doesn't give this choice where you just send out a regular email. Okay, again, next, you're gonna send single email. If you create something more complex, you can do split testing. You can actually create different emails for different conditions. Okay, and then we're gonna finish soon. It's going on like, and this is where you basically create your email. I always use advanced option. I add subject field, and you can actually create. I'm not gonna go too much into it. It's similar like a page builder. You can create templates, and they give you templates. So you basically drag and drop a template in here, and you can add your text, add your pictures, remove something. If you don't need anything, you can add different other stuff. There are people who only use basic email. Apparently it's better for spam filter if you don't use like really cool graphics and stuff. So it's up to you again. But I need to add some kind of content to be able to save it. Okay, and you can, if you create something, you can actually save it as a template, or you can send a test email to see how it looks actually when it's received. And then you move to the next. And you can create different automations, like for example, subscribe to different sequence, add a tag when someone opens email, or remove tag when someone it's like wherever your imagination goes, you can add anything to and create. And this is basically how your email is connected to your product. It shows inactive because it's not connected. And it's not inactive because there are some pieces in the emails that I didn't fill in. But once you've gone through the whole list, oh yeah, and you need to activate, sorry. You have to do that. Sorry, yeah, that was the case. But if you haven't added some bits and pieces, it's gonna you won't be able to use it. But this is basically how you connect your email to the product. Do you have any questions about this? No questions? Good. It's kind of a lot to take in. It's and then you've done an exit. It's quite a lot to take in. And when I first started, I actually went through. I'm really crap at instructions, so I didn't really go through the Kartra Academy because they actually have their own academies. They show you how to do it. But because they didn't show me what I needed to know, like straight away, I went in and figured out myself. And you set up similarly forms. You just go through steps, and with the forms you don't actually need to create a sequence because automated email is inbuilt in the form itself. Okay, so then so yeah, I think it was quite a lot, especially if you. But I did this training just because of that reason, just to show you what options Kartra has and some basic things you can actually start building by rewatching the video, not by actually learning on the video. Do you have any additional questions before we go? No? Good. Because my mouth is dry. But yeah, if you have any questions, please do let me know. And if you need help, I actually do offer services when I actually help building and actually do like a training. So if you have any questions, and I'm gonna send you a recording out in the email. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, Liga. This was brilliant.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you.
Thank you. And
Really, thank you so much. That was so much information, but really gives you an idea of what is possible. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, because lots of people they get scared from the price, and they don't actually know what's available. They
Mhm.
just see that, but it's actually I'm so glad I chose Kartra. And I used to use Kajabi for my clients, and Kajabi is brilliant too. It's only Kartra works better for me than Kajabi. Yeah.
What's the difference?
Well, the quick difference is you can actually have it doesn't have a bandwidth problem, not a problem, but limitation. So if you do lots of online classes, you can actually store videos in there, as many as you want. And the setup system is simpler. It's you just create a page, and you create offer, and it doesn't have as many steps, but it doesn't have as many automations in that sense.
Mhm.
So if you're just doing online classes and you need the website, that's really simple, really good option. I chose Kartra because it gives you option to create more complex sales funnels, because that's I actually love them. So that's why I'm doing next week the passive income bootcamp to actually show how to create simple sales funnel that actually brings money, instead of course depends what kind of product you offer and how you target your landing page, or where you send it, what traffic you send it to. But it's basically that automated system, so it takes the client through the system, and it offers different kind of things. And yeah, that's a quick recap of the class. Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna torture you any longer. Thank you very much, and I'll see you
Thank
again
you.
soon somewhere. I'll see you tomorrow from a weekly show.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Bye bye.
you. Bye.